If you have increased your Google Ads budget but the number of phone calls hasn't changed or cost per phone call got more expensive, then this video is for you. I'll go through some of the common reasons why spending more doesn't always lead to more phone calls and what you should review in your campaigns before increasing your budget further. So let's get started. So guys, we're in our Google Ads dashboard, and if you're spending more money on Google Ads and it seems like you're not getting more conversions or more phone calls, and instead your cost per phone call is increasing, this is, I can say, one of the common problems when businesses want to scale with Google Ads. And in this video, we can go through what you need to pay attention to if you want to increase your budget with Google Ads, while at the same time, our goal would be to keep the cost per phone call or cost per conversion at around the same levels. So this is one of our example account, and as you can see, in the last 30 days, we've generated 475 phone calls and around 299 conversions. And the number of conversions can be less than the number of phone calls because some people might call several times and we need to count them as one conversion, or some phone calls might be less than, let's say, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, and we shouldn't count them as conversions. And here we're trying to track unique number of conversions, or at least that's what you should be tracking with your conversion actions. And as you can see, our other metrics, cost per conversion, search impression share. And you can see more of these kind of examples where I've helped different types of local service businesses generate phone calls or form submissions using Google Ads. And you can also check my website to see more of these kind of case studies. So what we need to do when increasing budgets with Google Ads. First of all, I would suggest you to check your target keywords have enough search volume. Because if they don't have enough search volume and you are increasing your budget, it can sometimes increase the cost per click without any reason. If you have a lot of search volume, from those search volume, based on the conversion data that you receive, it can try to get certain keywords with average cost per click as you were receiving before. Or it can try to attract the keywords which can bring the cost per conversion or cost per phone call at the historical level or at the level that you're targeting with your, let's say, maximize conversions bid strategy. So you can either go to Google Ads Keyword Planner, or you can go to the target keyword section and make sure that they're not limited by search volume. So let's see that example. A quick reminder, I've generated thousands of phone calls using Google Ads. I made a checklist of things to check in your Google Ads account. Focus it on generating phone calls. If you want it, click the link in the description below and I'll send it to you for free. So we're in the Google Ads Keyword Planner. You're going to go to Tools, and the Planning, you're going to go to Keyword Planner and click on Discover New Keywords. And let's say from here, our industry is going to be plumbing. But our target location, as you can see, it's a countrywide, and we need to be choosing a specific location. So from here, we're going to choose, let's say, Tampa. And we're going to see the search volume of this particular keyword. So as you can see, it has 3.6 thousand average monthly search volume. And it might be too broad, and let's say we're going to be choosing more specific keyword, which is plumbers near me. And in your case, let's say if you're a locksmith, you can say locksmith near me, or if you're a roofer, you can say roofers near me. And you can see the search volume, and as you can see, 2.4 thousand. This is only one keyword, and let's say you can have 50 plus or 100 plus keywords. And if you have enough search volume, as an example, let's say if we're gonna be choosing this one keyword alone, and we're gonna be bidding $36 cost per click, it would be more than enough for one person to bid for this keyword. So if you have, let's say, 50 plus, 100 plus keywords, again, that should be enough to bring you enough search volume. So with that way, you can check whether you have enough search volume for a particular keyword or groups of keywords you're targeting. Because again, as I told, if you don't have enough search volume, just to win the competition, you might be bidding too much unnecessarily, and sometimes cost of certain keywords and overall cost per phone call can go higher than necessary. So that's why make sure that you have enough search volume for the groups of keywords you're targeting. And the next thing in our list, make sure that your bid strategy hasn't been changed. So let's say you were using maximize clicks or manual CPC, or let's say you are using automated bidding strategies such as maximize conversions, and make sure that they haven't been changed so that it can also affect the cost per conversion or cost per phone call to go higher. So let's see that. As an example, I'm going to show you the example campaigns from here. So if I'm going to scroll down, so as you can see from here, we're using maximize clicks, maximize conversions, target CPA. And let's say with your maximize clicks bid strategy, your maximum cost per click limit was, let's say, $10. and you have put that $12 and the cost per conversion can go up, let's say 20% with that way. Or you are using Maximus conversions based strategy with target CPA, and to increase search volume, you may have increased that 10% higher. And it can also help to increase search volume with that way. And it can also increase your cost per conversion or cost per phone call. And make sure that you haven't changed your bid strategies, or at least if you have recently changed your bid strategies, it can increase the overall cost per phone call or overall cost per conversion. And again, if you are using manual CPC, it can work the same way. Let's say the maximum cost per click limit with manual CPC was $9 and you have put it to $10, and you can have more search volume, of course, but the overall cost per conversion or cost per phone call can go up around 10% more. And the next thing on our list, and it could be another more likely scenario, which is, let's say your daily budget was like $100 and you have increased that to $150, which means 50% increase. And that's a big change. And because of that, it may have affected the learning period. And sometimes it may need more data and more time to go back to the normal cost per conversion range. And you might be in that learning period. And if you're in that learning period, temporarily, the cost per conversion or cost per phone call can be higher. And if it hasn't been that long, let's say since you have increased your budget, it might be okay to have higher cost per phone call or cost per conversion temporarily. But again, as I told, it might be possible for the budget changes that happened recently. Let's say you have changed your budget 2 days ago, 3 days ago, and you can expect the results to come back within, like, let's say 7 days to around 14 days. It should go back to normal. If there is no such, let's say, big seasonal changes or holiday seasons, it should go back to normal in like 7 to 14 days. And the next thing on our list, to increase your budgets, I would suggest you increase the budgets with the campaigns that are showing the status of limited by budget. As you can see from here, not all the campaigns are showing limited by budget. Some of them are showing eligible, which means you don't have to increase the budget. But you can increase the budget, of course. And if you're gonna click on that, it is saying $29, which is not a big change, but still it is like 45% increase. But once you have increased that budget, and once it spends some time with more clicks, with more conversions, it might ask you to increase the budgets even more by saying limited by budget again. So with those kind of campaigns, I would suggest you to increase the budgets. So if you have increased the budgets with these kind of campaigns which are showing eligible and you don't have to increase the budgets, it could be possible that the target keywords you are using might have too much competition in the auctions, and it may not require you to increase your budget, and they may not have too much search volume. So that's why with the campaigns which are asking to increase the budget, you can consider increase the budget first with these type of campaigns. And the next thing on our list, you can analyze impression share, and especially impression share loss due to budget should show more signs of growth. So we can add those columns by going to the column section. And let me check, we have that. I think we should have impression share column, as you can see from here. And you can also add impression share loss due to budget. So we're going to go to the column section and click on that pencil. So as you can see, this is the metric, search loss impression share budget. So we have added that. As you can see, for certain campaigns, we have around 10%, 0.66%, which is really good, and 27%. And if you're going to hover over that and read what it really means, search loss impression share budget, which means estimates how often your ad didn't show on Google search sites due to low budget. Impression share data is updated daily. This metric doesn't include data from search partners. So that means it mostly includes the data from Google search. So if you're gonna see those campaigns, which means we don't have a lot of room for growth, right? We have only 10% search loss due to the budget issue. And this campaign is almost spending 100%, and it shows there is no budget issue based on this metric. And this one, for example, 27%. Again, that's not that big. For certain accounts, that might be 60%, 70%. And you can easily increase your daily budget with those kind of campaigns. So based on that metric, you can consider whether you're going to increase your daily budget or not. And the last thing on our list, sometimes with certain accounts or certain locations or certain campaigns, if you increase the budget, you might have enough search volume, and your search loss impression share due to budget might say you have a lot of room for growth. And even if you have spent some time of learning period, still your cost per conversions or cost per phone calls might be higher, might be more expensive than before. If that number, the cost per phone call or cost per conversion, is very expensive and it is not getting profitable anymore, you can consider switch back to the previous daily budget range, which was profitable before. And I would say that would be a better approach rather than increasing the budget. And instead of increasing the budget, you can expand your campaigns, maybe expand your business through other ways. You can watch my other videos regarding this topic if you want to expand your business through other ways. So you might target different locations. Maybe you need to add more keywords. But here in this situation, if budget increases are increasing your cost per phone calls or cost per conversions as well, switching back to the previous daily budget might fix your issue and your cost per conversion might go back to normal as it was before. So guys, these are some of the ways you can consider if you have increased your budget and the number of conversions stayed the same. Or if you guys want my help to generate phone calls for your business using Google Ads, you can also apply to work with me and I can help you generate phone calls consistently with Google Ads. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching this video and see you guys in my other videos.